Bardock, the father of Goku. So let's check him out. So this is Bardock, the father of Goku, and now unfortunately I do not have the packaging or the accessories for this figure because I bought it used at a flea market a long time ago for like $5. I think it's pretty cheap. But he did come with two accessories that I know of. I'll show you a packaged figure here. I think he came with some kind of sword, which I really don't know why. Some of those figures came with accessories that really didn't make any sense. Like Form 4 Frieza came with a submachine gun, and even though he never used a submachine gun, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But he also came with a Dragon Ball, which I'm not sure exactly how many stars the Dragon Ball had on it. But so so with that out of the way, I guess we'll go over his articulation. Okay, so for articulation on these older Dragon Ball Z figures, it's pretty simple. Bardock has a swivel at the head, he has a swivel at each shoulder, and a swivel at the waist. So that's all the articulation it has. So that's 4 points of articulation. He has no leg articulation whatsoever. But a lot of the early Dragon Ball Z figures didn't actually have any articulation at the head, so that's a little bit different. Let's go with the sculpt, design, and color of Bardock, starting with his head. So as you can see, he has the same hairstyle as Goku. Being the father of Goku, that makes a lot of sense. And you can see it looks, I didn't show his scar shaped a little bit wrong, but Bardock has a signature scar on the left side of his face. Goku does not have, so that's kind of a signature thing for him. And which in the Bardock movie, he was often seen using a green scouter, and this figure didn't come with one or a hole to put one in. That'd been kind of neat. They had him come with a scouter, but unfortunately they didn't. But you see, he's got black eyes and black eyebrows and everything. This one's a little bit scuffed up. He's been quite played with. As you see, going down his body here, he's got his unique armor, which is kind of like the later armor that Bulma made for Vegeta, but this one's a little bit different. The later armor that Bulma made for Vegeta actually has a square shaped piece in here. This one's round like the older style Saiyan armor. It's got the green straps, and the back is also shaped like the older style Saiyan armor. If I bring in Super Saiyan Vegeta, you can kind of see the difference here in the back, and also the front right there, as you can see. So it's not exactly the same as the later armor, but so it's got the straps like the later armor, but it's got the details of the older armor with the shoulder pauldrons. So Bardock has kind of like a hybrid of the two, I guess. As you can see, he's got two side pieces going down both of his legs there. A lot of them had one that came down the front too. Like if I bring in Nappa right here, you can see his had one in the front. Bardock's doesn't. He just has the two, which was kind of like Krillin's armor he had in the Frieza saga. They had the two side things. As you can see, he's got his tail that goes around his waist there from his back and everything. Which a lot of them wear their tail like a belt, so that's why they do that. And he's got his signature red gauntlet things on his arms there. Mine's got a little bit of paint scuff there. And you can see his hands are in a fisted pose. There's no way he could rip on anything. He came with a sword that he couldn't even hold, so that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't really understand now why I give him an accessory he can't even hold. But as you can see, go around the back. He's got on blue pants, and not a whole lot of details on them, but they're pretty cool. He's got some red boot covers, like red legs, as you can see, and he's got black boots with green tips, and they're kind of scuffed up, because he's been quite played with. He's also got white at the bottom there. So for a size comparison, here is Bardock compared to Goku in his base form. Now, if you remember, that was missing a foot, but you can pop the boots and stuff off the older one, so I took and popped the left one off the Super Saiyan Goku, put on this one so I could have him stand right to do a comparison. That's a good thing about them older ones. If you're missing a foot or something on one, you can pop one off, put on the other. But so as you can see, now one thing I like about the Bardock is his hair is actually sculpted to his head. It's all part of the sculpt. Now Goku over here has a peg that holds onto his head, so that peg on mine has actually broke, so now his hair is not attached to his head. But if you have him on display, you're not going to notice that. But that's aggravating, especially if you have him in stores. His hair doesn't want to stay on his head, and he looks weird, kind of bald. So that's kind of annoying. Here's Bardock compared to my favorite character, Vegeta, and this Vegeta figure is one of my favorites that I own. And is one I had a lot of fun movies with in my childhood. And as you see, Vegeta is actually shorter than Bardock, which is correct because Vegeta's kind of a short character, so he's always shorter than everybody else. So that's actually pretty accurate. So last but not least, here's Bardock compared to Nappa, which like I said, Vegeta being the right scale. Nappa's kind of a little bit underscaled. I mean, he's bigger than Bardock, but Nappa was a pretty big uh, character in the show. And this figure out here is a little bit underscaled. He's a little too short. But I mean, other than that, it's still a pretty good figure. So, what do I think of this figure overall? I really like this figure, and yep, like I said, one reason I bought this not just because it was kind of cheap. I bought it for one reason because like I said, Bardock is like I said, is one of my favorite characters, and I've always preferred Bardock over Goku. Bardock's more serious than Goku, and like I said, he's to me he's got cooler outfits than Goku. But so if you like this figure, you want to see some more retro Dragon Ball Z reviews, give me a thumbs up, help me a lot, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till next time.